What is up, guys? Today I thought I'd bring you another little deck profile. I'm bringing you Dinomists. This is pure Dinomists. And it's a bit of a theory brew deck because I haven't really tested it that much. And you're going to see that there's going to be some different coloured sleeves. In fact, you can see it right now. But that's because I really am not going to be focusing on this deck. So I just broke the decks I needed to apart to create this so that I just have them there, so you will see some stuff, but I have tested it and it seems to be consistent. It seems to be pretty good. You can make some good push plays. There's one little bit of a weird tech that I'm using, which I think is kind of appropriate and fine, which you can partially see a bit of it right now with the Chimera Tech over Dragon. But let's just get right into it and well, I'll just explain what my choices are. So, first of all, we've got triple Dinomist Rex. He's sort of your push play. Him being able to attack twice and attack twice or spin a card from your opponent's hand or side the field. It's pretty strong, and you have to play him at 3. I do believe he's really good. Brachion, he's just a cyber dragon essentially. This is kind of why I call it sort of like the cyber dragons of pendulums. And then Ceratops, which I wish was also, its effect was also like a cyber dragon instead, because then it would make that deck a bit better, a bit more usable. But this is also a good strong card for some push plays. This deck very much doesn't need to use the extra deck, but it has the ability if it does need it. So being able to special summon Brachion and then special summon Ceratops and then possibly one of your level 4s, it's really quite strong and just good for beating over stuff. For the 4s, I play 3 Terran, which is your search card. It's your non-Stratos. Gets any Dinomist card from your deck to hand, which is really strong, which means you can search out Charge, which is the main card you'll be searching with this. And then finally, I played Plesios. Yeah, I kind of do have awkward scale numbers, but then again you're going to only search out what scales you need, and you don't always even pendulum summon. So I don't see any point in actually just evening out with that awful other card. Can't even remember what it's called, but it's absolutely terrible. So that's all the Dinomists I play. I do believe that's 12. That's 12 Dinomists. Next, for sort of a one-off pendulum, it's the Luster pendulum, the Draca Slayer. I am playing in the current competitive format, so Luster pendulum is at 1, which is a shame. You'll never set it as a scale. Never set it as a scale. You'll only be using it as a pendulum, for a tuner, or a XYZ material for the two Draca Slayer monsters that you play. In fact, that's actually one card I forgot. Sorry, bit of impromptu grabbing of a card which I forgot. Oh no! Oh no! It's gonna be somewhere. Aha, I found it. Right, I will come back to this later. Just saying. I'll come back to it later because it's actually a really important card. I just realised. Yeah, and finally for monsters, I'm playing triple Cyber Dragon. You can't get me away from this card. You can't get me away. I use it because in case you can't get out a strong sort of Dinomist play, it's there. If your opponent has a monster on field that's higher attack than Cyber Dragon, and you have Cyber Dragon and Brachion in hand, then you instantly have, or at least I do believe you should instantly be able to special summon them both, and then make a play, which is really strong. Anyway, that's all for the monsters. Now for the spells, we got the aforementioned Dinomist Charge, which adds one. It's essentially tanky for the deck. So when you activate it, it adds one Dinomist monster from your deck to your hand, and then it bounces anything that would be sent to your extra deck. That is a Dinomist. So that's really strong, and I like it. That's the only 3 of spell that we play. So then I played the 2 of Wavering Eyes. It's more of a defensive card, which is why it's at 2. So not really much else to say about that, but it can be used to make some push plays. Then I've got 2 Mystical Space Typhoon because I do not want to be discarding, which is why I'm not playing Twin Twister. I don't want to discard at all, so yeah, that's why that's there. Then Dynamic Power Load, the only Dinomist card which has not got Dinomist in the name, which is kind of a shame, but then again it is really powerful. It turns all of your Dinomist monsters into an Archimedes and gives them 300 extra attack, which sounds like a small amount, but it can be really crucial. Then for one-offs, I've got Terraforming to get to your Dynamic Power Load. You sort of might be thinking, why not play it 3, but then 3 can kind of clog, and it doesn't, well, not clog, but it just helps to deck thin a bit easier, and it's just been testing a little bit better than 3 Dynamic. Then we have a Raigeki, and then a Limiter Removal. We still play Limiter Removal because we're playing machines. Why wouldn't we? Plus, if you have a Dinomist Charge out and you Limiter Removal, you're going to get all of those cards back to your hand if they're Dinomists. So that's really strong. And then for the final card, to go with your Chimera Tech, we have the Overload Fusion. I'm using this as just a last resort push play, so that's why it's there, and I'm feeling that it's very strong. Of course I'm going to get people telling me that it is awful and I should take it out and never play it, but it's my choice. It's a Theory Brew deck. I'm not going to be playing it that much. Sorry about that. Then for traps we got Dinomist Rush, which kind of also gets Spawn card out of the deck and turns it into an Archimedes, which is kind of cool. But it will destroy it at the end of during the end phase. But what you can do is just make a push play and then make an exceed, which is generally why you would use it. Then 2 traps done. I'm sort of following a little bit with little bit of the Cyber Dragon trap lineup by having 3 of one really important card to get you through the deck, and then 2 defensive cards. But I've kind of extended the defensive cards because I've got a Vanity's Emptiness, a Bottomless Trap Hole, and a Solemn Strike. That's it for the traps. I do believe that should be 40 cards exactly, or at least near enough, so correct me if I'm wrong, or I'll just count it later. Now for the extra deck. Just counting them because I found the card that I was going to use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 16. Okay, so I'll take out that. It's a very important card because it was actually Dynester the Powerful. So, you know, I forgot about that, which is a shame. But yes, this is a really good card, and you should play it. It's the best I can say about it. It stops your pendulums from being blown up by your opponent, so you just tribute off your Luster Pendulum and your whatever, set this in defense position, only Cosmos can really get over it, and then you're pretty safe, if I'm honest. So yeah, that's that. Put that up there. Then we've got the Chimera Tech over Dragon, for the Overload Fusion and Final Push Play. And last of the fusions, we've got Barboroid, because it's still going to be helpful for the later reasons. I play one synchro, which is obviously the Blasting Dracoslayer. Then Xyz, there's a lot of them. 11. Math. Then we've got the Abyss Dweller. It gains. This is actually really strong. It will help you make push plays because it will allow you to gain attack for all of your Dinomists. And that's essentially the same theory as using it in Mermails. So that's why I've got it in there. Plus, for its normal effect of stopping your opponent's graveyard effects. So yeah. Anyway, then we've got a Silent Honor Arc. Then a Magister Paladin, the Ascending Dracoslayer, just in case you need to add cards. It also helps when you need to add your Dracoslayer itself, so you just put 2 of your things on the field and then add your Dracoslayer in the end phase. Then we've got a Digusto Emerald. I'm going to start down there. Digusto Emerald, just to, in case you do end up with some monsters in the grave that you need after making Exceed plays. That's just really what it's there for. Oh, pardon me again. Don't know what's with me today. And then we have Castel. Sorry for bumping the camera. And then Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. Castel just for removal, and Dark Rebellion to just push stuff out of the way. Then we play 3 5s and 2 6s. So we play the 1 Volcasaurus with the 2 Nova. Now that's still why we play Barboroid, because in case the Nova gets striked or warninged, because people don't realise that it's got that effect. So you'll just surprise them by bringing out that the Barboroid. And then finally we have the Infinity, because it's pretty strong. I do play 2 because you're able to make 2, and I don't actually have any other rank 5s, really, and I'm not going to play Rafflesia because it doesn't seem worth it in this deck. But anyway, just going to leave it at that. Well, the one that I did take out for the Dynista was going to be Durandal, which would have had the same it would have had the same use, but it's not as good. In fact, it's pretty awful, if I'm honest. Anyway, that's all that I've got time for this deck profile. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it makes a bit of sense. If it doesn't, then you can tell me how shit I am in the comments. Don't do that. Please don't do that, I'm only joking. But yes, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video. Catch you later.